Hello, everybody. This is the screencast for Gandhi and his background notes that we're going to be using for the DBQ. We're going to be studying all three of these men, Gandhi, Mandela, and King. Once you get done with these background notes, there's a letter to the Viceroy, analysis sheet for you to finish. Our goal for today is recognizing and recalling important facts about the life of Gandhi and principles of nonviolence that he created. Mohandas Gandhi was venerable. Venerable means of high respect, honor. It's a very, very distinguished class of people to be in. I object to violence when it appears to do good. The good it does is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. And I want you to stop the screencast here as you see the symbol in the bottom right-hand corner. What's your reaction to this quote? Agree or disagree? What do you think prompted Gandhi to say or believe in this quote? Gandhi was born in Porbandar, India. He became a lawyer after studying the College of Law in London School. So he was highly educated and became a lawyer. In 1893, after a brief period back in India, Gandhi went to South Africa to practice law. So he actually began his protest in South Africa. It was his first act of civil disobedience. And I want you to pause the screencast and watch the videos and talk about what you see and any questions you may have. In 1915, Gandhi returned to India a hero's welcome. By this time, he was well known for his fight in Indian rights and independence through nonviolence in South Africa, as well as India. In 1919, the Armistar Massacre occurred. This was after the British had set a national curfew due to protests. So if you were Indian, you were under a curfew by the British. Now, at this time, if you don't know this, the British had India as a colony. So they had colonized India and subjected it. British General Dyer fired into a large crowd of Indian Sikhs, Muslims, and Hindus at this place, which I will not try to pronounce. In 1920, Gandhi began his period of non-cooperation. Now, this is different from nonviolence. Boycotts of British goods, schools, employment, honors. He believes that cooperation with the British has allowed them to rule. So basically, if we cooperate with them, they'll continue to rule over us as a colony. Non-cooperation and nonviolence were the strategies Gandhi thought would end the British rule. If we do both of these, Britain will have no choice but to leave. 1920s, Gandhi selected to be president of the Indian National Congress. That's the independence movement away from Britain colonizing them. So they want to become their own independent India run by Indians. The Salt March was a very important event and one you will see in your primary source documents. They protested British rule, similarly to the Boston Tea Party and things like that. Gandhi decided that he was going to walk to the sea and create his own salt. It was a symbolic march where he walked 241 miles to the ocean to make his own salt. So he was doing this out of a symbolic protest of the tax that was placed on salt. It was produced in India, finished, and then sold back to India at a higher price because it was taxed. So they would take the resources from India, finish them in Britain, and then sell them back to the Indians at a higher price. Lots of people joined, and it was a protest against the British rule. strikes. Gandhi also participated in several hunger strikes as a form of nonviolence. He led at least 17 various hunger strikes, including 3 that lasted over 21 days. Here are some of the more famous ones. A lot of them were Hindu-Muslim unity, treatment of untouchables. He was fasting and going against problems in India. So I want you to watch the videos and then also stop and talk about them. And why do you think he was doing these? Gandhi was assassinated on January 30th, 1948, from people who disagreed with his acceptance of all the different types of peoples and religions. Gandhi was someone who accepted Hindus, he accepted Muslims, he accepted Christians, and there was a Hindu extremist who assassinated him. It occurred on his way to prayers, and at this time, Gandhi was the father of India. He was the well-known figure that we still study and remember to this day. This is what you need to complete once you are done with the letter to the Viceroy, or when you're done with the notes, I apologize. Before you go to this letter, I want you to go back and watch all of the videos if you haven't done them as the screencast has been going. So if you haven't watched the videos, please go back on each slide and watch them so that you can get a visual and a sense for what these things were. After you're completed with that, please go to Schoology, complete the reading and analysis sheet, and the vocab is just a resource to help you understand. That will be the end of our day, and then when you finish, write these down on a sheet of paper and answer these questions.